Very interesting, Tarneem. Citizenship by descent is, I would say, a very straightforward way of acquiring a citizenship from a foreign country. I would say it's also an alternative route of citizenship, of acquiring a citizenship, based on the principle that you have ancestral roots, or one of your parents, or both of your parents or grandparents are citizens of that foreign country.
So if someone wants to apply, like what are the documents required for that?
Well, I think it's very important. The first step is to actually understand your family heritage,
Yeah, of course.
your family history, right? So once you tick that box, I think it's pretty much very simple, or it's easy to navigate your way towards this particular option, or the citizenship by descent option. So once you reach that stage and you understand, okay, I have parents, or sorry, my grandparents, or I have relatives and that are citizens of these countries, then one important document that you have to procure or submit is the birth certificate of those people, marriage certificate, or any identification documents. Just basically proof to show that you actually have lineage or connection to that country.
So what are the advantages or like the benefits that you get when you apply for citizenship by descent?
If you already understood, or if you already know that you have ancestral roots from that foreign country, and you now have that opportunity to claim that citizenship. Now, once you have that citizenship, if that country is from one of the Schengen area, for example, then you have the freedom to travel. It's easy for you to access the Schengen zone, or the across, or it's easy for you to access Europe, and also it's also giving you the benefit. It gives you the benefit to work, to live in that particular country, and basically accessing all the
And to study. Yeah, so it's very similar actually to citizenship by investment, right? So how is it different? Like in what way?
I would say the difference is citizenship by investment. There's a minimum investment requirement,
as the name suggests.
Yes, and with citizenship by descent, it's also it's also called a citizenship by ancestry. So you do not. There's no specific minimum requirement of investment, unlike the Caribbean, the citizenship by investment program. What you also only need is the proof that you have that connection or that ancestral roots. Obviously, provide those documents to prove that, and then pay application fees and citizenship application fees, and be willing to wait for a couple.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and also it's also important, Taneem, that we talk about eligibility requirements, for example, because there are some countries that really need you to learn the language, for example, and there's also a specific age requirement when you can only apply. So I think it's important that once you understand that you have that ancestral roots, come to us, talk to us, and we will help you navigate that process.
So we're getting this question a lot, especially with clients who have started the application process. Like, what is the difference between citizenship by descent, for example, for their kids, and their kids being added as an additional dependent to the application?
Well, I want to keep it as simple as possible so that there'll be no complications. Yeah?
Yes, please.
So I'll give you an example. So if you are a citizen of, let's say, St. Kitts and Nevis, or any of the Caribbean programs, and you have you are blessed with a new baby, after the passport or after the citizenship has been granted to you, then that is then called, when you apply for that particular baby, then that is called citizenship by descent.
Okay.
Because the parent of that child is a citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis. Now, if you have applied through the citizenship by investment process with you alone, or you were single during the application, and you want to add you now are married and you want to add that spouse later on, that is called the addition of dependent. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to make it a little bit as simple as possible
Yeah.
to everybody
So
who's
like
listening.
if you're the main applicant and then you want to add your spouse and your kids who are already there,
Yes, are
Already born?
pre-existing dependents. They're
yeah,
already there with you.
pre-existing. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that's called additional
Additional
dependent.
dependent,
But if there are children born afterwards, then that is through the citizenship IDs, and that's a process that the child will undergo. So basically, the application process for that child is not as I would say long.
Yeah.
Yeah, only for this specific example. Yeah, not for everyone, not for
Yeah.
every program
Yeah.
or every jurisdiction. So that would not require a lot of investment or a lot of funds compared to addition of dependents.
So is citizenship by descent limited to certain nationalities, or can anyone basically apply?
Well, I would say anyone can apply, provided obviously they can prove that they have ancestral roots from that foreign country. That's the main goal. If they have that, then it's easy to navigate through the process. If they have that, then it's also important for them to come and speak to experts like us to understand, okay, this is the first step, this is the second step, and the last step. You know what I mean? So it's very important that once they understand that they can, I would say, claim the citizenship or their right to that citizenship, yes, then they speak to professionals to guide them through the process.
So it's basically your job to find that birth certificate
Yes,
of your
absolutely.
ancestors.
Get that document because
Yeah.
that's very important.
Exactly.